What's good, family?
Chilling, man, chilling. Can't complain, man.
Yo,
So
can you
yeah,
see me?
yeah, I see you.
Alright, cause I'm kind of dark skinned, man. you got red lights and
Look at this guy.
yo,
Motif, what up, man?
I got lights and all that, man. I'm like, sheesh. You know what I mean? Like, only
Word.
lights I got is only lights I got here, my keyboard. But yeah, man, everything's good, man. I can't complain, man.
That's what's up, man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
let's hop right into it, man. Like, yo, we got episode 16 of Soul Chat, and we are blessed to have Motif Alumni with us, man. This is dope.
Yeah.
This is dope, man. So, yo, let's just get right down to business. Where did the love for music come from you? For you?
I started when I was a kid. My parents grew up. My mom grew up in the church because my grandmother went a lot. Because my mom's mom went a lot. So it started there, and then I grew up in church, and then I used to dance. So I always loved the music that my parents played around me when I was younger. But it definitely started to manifest in church because I was singing the choir. I didn't get a chance to play drums or keys like when I was young in the church. I didn't start doing that until I got older.
Right.
Like I played at two churches, one on Sunday and one on Saturday, a 7-day Adventist church, and then I played at a Baptist church in like an hour and a half away. Like
That's
that
what's
was in 2014, 15. Wasn't that long ago. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yeah.
And I'm 7-day Adventist too, so I mean,
Oh man,
I
yo,
Saturday,
that was an experience.
right?
You know, that's different. And they was Haitian too. They were Haitian. I loved
Oh,
it though.
okay.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. I would do it again. It was fun.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
So when did you like? Because everybody has that moment, like you fall in love with music in general. You're listening to, hip hop, R&B, reggae, like.
Oh,
But like, when did it change to like it changes from the lyrics and the overall song to listening to the instruments? Was that something that was
yo.
always from jump, or did it change to that?
Nah, yo, I'll never forget it. I was with my Uncle John. He just came home. We went somewhere. We were in the Bronx. He puts on 50 Cent. This is when 50 just dropped.
Right.
Wangster comes on.
Mm.
I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm like mind blown. It drops, and I'm like hearing it. I'm like, yo, what am I listening to right now? Like, this is crazy. So like hip hop, I would say right there, like that's when I was like, all right, like what's going on? Like, what is this? This intrigues my ear right here. So when I heard that beat, when I heard that song, that album, that was like the first hip hop album I've digested as like a young and like heard that. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Woo. Like I'm hearing the lyrics, but like more so I'm captivated by the beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the production. But I didn't foresee that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I would be a producer. I think that came later on down the line when I've been around producers, like a lot of people who made beats. Like I had friends like in my neighborhood. Like I had a friend down the street. His name was Kevin. He had FL Studio. He put me on the FL, first person that put me on the FL Studio, lived two doors down from me. You know, he moved from the Bronx, same place I used to live. He moved from the Bronx, and then 2 doors down is I'm about to learn. 2 doors down is my destiny to learn in production right there. So it's like you don't think that's what it's gonna be. You don't think it's gonna be a friend of your neighborhood that's gonna be like, hey man, you make beats? He pulls up FL Studio, and he made reggaeton, so he showed me the dembo beats. So that's I see like the programs I would learn, and then that intrigued me. And then I had another friend. His name was Frank Benz. He also had FL. I went to his crib and I saw FL Studio again. I'm like, yo, hold on. Like, it's like a sign. Like, all right, man. I keep seeing this fruit thing. his
Word.
fruit sign, like, all right, like what? And it was this had to be like probably like FL9,
Oh, okay.
FL8. It was early, you know what I'm saying? Like this
Yeah.
early, like I wasn't even playing piano at this time. Like I don't even know how to play the keys yet.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know how to play the keys yet. So like I'm just learning programming. I'm rapping. You know what I'm saying? I'm recording. I'm making music videos with my friends. But then like I think the day I figured out how to get FL Studio on my computer was like the ultimate. Once I was able to like be home by myself and just mess around and put stuff. That's when it started. I made some decent stuff in the beginning, for sure, for sure. And
Better than
then,
my first FL beats were trash.
oh man, nah. But wait a minute. You know what though? It's crazy. It's like before FL. Like I had a friend. I used to go to his crib. We used to play football together. I used to go to his crib. His dad rapped. His dad at MPC. So I used to make beats on his. Like I went to his crib. I think I was like, oh, this was like, wow, man. I don't know how old I was, but I was young. But bro, he had an MP and a chord, and I would play like the keys into it, had the drum sounds into it. So I would record the chord into the MPC 12,000. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an older version, the gray one, like the
Right.
OG. He had that. I'm like, recording into it, making beats on there. I mean, they were all right, but they weren't too bad for the first couple. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I mean,
Overlord.
I don't know where any of those beats are now. You know what I'm saying? They were on
Oh.
CDs.
See, those are the ones
But
you
some of
still
my friends, they
have.
like when I got on FL, like I did send like my first beats out. Like, yo, bro, I just sent the email. They're like, yo, you making beats now? Like, yeah, I'm making beats now, yo. And
But yo,
like,
that leads into my next question, because I was like, at what point do you become confident enough to start selling yourself and start
oh
showcasing?
man, yo, I'm gonna keep it a beam, man. Like, I started to get good because I started to listen to more different. I started to listen to different types of music, but then I think when I think when I started working with my boy Burl, and we were working on music together, and I started incorporating writing again. Like I had like kind of stopped. Well, not stopped. I was still writing. I was still recording stuff for myself and things, but I think once we were recording and we were making stuff, and then I met Zilla. He pulled
Mm.
up, and I played him a record, and he's like, "Yo, this is hard. It's fire." I'm like, "Word." I don't know, I'm not thinking nothing of it. He's like, "Yo, you should do this high standard thing." I'm like, "Oh, word." Yeah, word. He's like, "Yo," and he gave me the cheat code. He was like, "Yo, do this thing. Put hooks on a beat." I'm like,
Mm.
"All right." I didn't question it. I didn't say why. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna put hooks on the beat." I did 5 joints. I had my boy Steven, he did a hook for me. And the other 4 joints, I did the hooks. And that night I won. I did the I standard. I wasn't even old enough to get in the club. I was
Word.
18. You had to be
Yo,
21 to get in there, you heard? I wasn't even
I
yo,
remember
that's different.
that high standard, man. I think you
Yeah,
came in.
bro.
I think Overlord came in second. I think I came in third. I think we
I
were top.
think so. That was crazy. That night was crazy, bro. That
Yeah.
night was crazy. That was a crazy night. I'm trying to think. I think Kelsey played. Kelsey was in that battle too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelsey was. I
I
met
think
Kelsey
that was
that night too.
yeah.
Yeah. That
That's
was a
wild.
legendary night right there. It
Yeah, that was
was a
that was
legendary night, man.
that was a dope
I'll
ass.
tell you, boy. Oh man, I wasn't even old enough to get in the club, man. I don't know how we pulled that off, but we did. So yeah, man.
Like, yo, so now you're getting like now people are seeing you, people are hearing you, people know what your sound is and are intrigued by your sound. So from there, like, did you do anything, or did an opportunity come to you that kind of like you were able to get taken to the next level?
Yeah, I would say I did something that brought the opportunity. What I did was I started to make samples. That's what brought me all of the opportunity that I have right now. Making samples got me a Grammy nomination.
Right.
That
That's
That's
amazing.
self-explanatory, right? Samples got me my first gold plaque.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the turning point. I had a 9 to 5. I got laid off. Rucker is born. Right after I'm laid off my job, Rucker Collective is born. And then it's out for a month. Then another month passed. Drum Broker picks it up. And then months pass. And then November comes and I get the Rod Wave placement. And then 6 months past May, I get my first gold plaque from the third sample pack that I ever put out. And then the second sample pack that I put out got me my Grammy nomination. The second pack ever. Like, so it's crazy. So I gotta give a shout out to Rucker Collective, man. I didn't do it. Rucker did it. Rucker Collective did it. Rucker Collective changed my life. This right here, bro. This logo and this company and this everything that's going on right now is because of Rucker.
Right.
It's crazy.
What was the idea for you to like start making samples?
You know what? When I was at Digging, right? So when Show had samples, he would play me samples and I would pick samples to flip. I would play on top of the samples. So I would add other sounds. So that's really why Show really liked me. I could program, my drums is hard, and I could add other melodies on top of the samples. So I could replay it if I wanted to at that point. But I didn't have access to the sound, so I didn't have the correct sound selection to basically achieve what I heard. But I think, but what came to me when I saw Beat Butcher, I saw that he was using like Contact. I'm like, okay, oh, word, oh, all right, I'm not hip. Then I tell Showbiz, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to do this. He's like, word, yo, Lord Finesse, he be having all the sounds. I'm gonna tell Finesse to pull up. He's gonna give you all these sounds. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay. Finesse pulls up, open my laptop. He opens his phone, bro. He opens his cell phone. And from his cell phone, he puts Ableton on my computer. He gives me Contact and Keyscape, bro. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
Boom.
He gives me a hard drive with like 200-300 plus libraries for Contact, bro. Like, bro, he blessed me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I will say this, like, reflecting on like my career in Journey, bro, I've been spoiled since the beginning. I've been spoiled and privileged since the beginning. I don't know why. I don't know how. I can think why, but it's crazy, bro. Like, to have that many people come across. I mean, it goes on and on, obviously, but like, I'm just thinking of the point where, like, starting to make samples, like, what did it? I was playing over samples. And then when I left Digging, it was like, all right, I don't want to sample anymore. I want to play. I want to keep my pub. I started just focusing on composing, sound selection. I started off with the stock sounds in Ableton. I started making samples with that first. Because I remember I had lost all the sounds. Then I had to get it back. Like, I've had periods of like not having no sounds, the wackest sounds, and then making it sound hot. So I did a lot with what I was limited with, and then until I started to get the sounds. And then eventually, you know, I had more access to other sounds. And then I don't know what happened, but one day I made this batch of samples. We put out No Dust. That was the first sample pack I ever put out. And then I went to Atlanta, I Standard, to promote it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, I'm back out here. Like after leaving digging, I was like, all right, I'm back out here. Whoa. Yo, I got a pack, you know what I'm saying? Like, and some people didn't really know. Some people was playing it off, you know. Some people, I saw cards on the ground. Like, it's like basically I'm starting at the beginning again. I'm starting over. This is the beginning for me. Clean slate. Sample. I was like, all right, I'm doing this. Boom, back outside. Like, I'm back outside. Like, you don't know who I am. Like, I don't got nothing going on. Boom. I'm getting around. I'm meeting people. People seeing my face. Yo, Mo. People getting my, feeling my energy. And then people that took the time to hear it, they're like, yo, bro, I heard what's on there. Like, if you didn't hear it, then you probably thought it was some whack. But like, it was hot, you know what I'm saying? If you heard it. And those that, heard it, they knew that stayed along is like, nah, Mo is I don't know. All right, man. Okay. And then we put that out. We sent Drum Broker No Dust. He rejected it. Dang. And then that month later, I made more samples, and then I sent it to Cass. He was like, nah, this is it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened, but the samples just started getting nuts. I just cracked the code. I don't know what happened. I just cracked the code. But that happens to me like every 6 to 7 months. I feel like I learn something new, like where it's like, ooh, okay, whoop. Like the past couple of days, like past month or the past 5 months, I've been working. But like I've been working on Moneybagg Yo's album, and I've been working on another Akai kit to release too. So I've been doing that for like working on those two things and samples and a bunch of other stuff for the last 5 months. I've been feeling burnt out. You know what I'm saying? I've been like, oh my goodness, I'm like tired, uninspired. Everything sounds the same to me. I'm not grateful. Like, I need to take a step back. So I think, but then I will say when Yasuke dropped, when Flylo dropped that Yasuke, make sure I go watch that. It's fire. That put a battery in my back because I was like, yo, I want to do this. I have the literal vision of writing an anime and scoring it. Like I'm like, oh, he did it. Well, obviously it's possible. It's cool to see it done though. And then it was like a black character. That was like the icing on the cake. I'm like, oh, he looked like me. That's hard. Okay. And then it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, it just fueled me. It like the inspiration just went through my body watching that. I was like, oh man. So like that was kind of like a break, but at the same time, it rejuvenated me as far as inspiration. So it's like sometimes you got to take those breaks and not just chill, watch something, not do no music. I recently bought a Game Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the type of time I'm on, man. When I'm not making music, like,
just chilling.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nostalgia, you know what I'm saying? Hear that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have balance, man. You can't run a car with no gas, man. So when you need that fuel, man, take that time to refuel, man.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with being burnt out. You gotta recognize you're burnt out. A lot of times when you don't recognize you're burnt out, you keep going and going and going. Eventually you're gonna crash. It's gonna be like, yo, you're gonna spiral because you can't recognize that you need to stop. That used to be me early on. I couldn't recognize like I needed to stop. Until I got older, you know what I'm saying? And I learned, I was like, all right, I gotta slow down. Like I gotta actually have balance to my work. Like when I'm tired, I turn my speakers off, I shut my computer and I walk out the room. When I'm hearing things wrong and it ain't, I walk out. Gonna try it another day.
That's
wake up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you gotta do that, man. You can't force yourself in front of that computer, man. It's supposed to. Yeah, man. Like I just the past 2 days, I just started back making full out compositions. You know what I'm saying? I was doing more like because I was working on Moneybagg Yo album. I was doing a different sound, not a sound I can't do. It was just like I felt like I had to revert back to being a kid again You know what I'm saying? Like to get in that like state of mind, understanding the sound, and like what basically what's driving the market. I'm like,
Right.
oh, okay. So like basically, I'm out field testing what's getting the younger producers what they want to flip, what they want to sample, and that's how I'm able to get more placements. So it's like, oh, okay, you like this, you like, all right, boom, I'll make packs like this, send it to you, boom. And once I get a market and a target of what they're looking for, after that, it's just a volume game. If I keep sending you samples that you want to hear,
You going
eventually something's gonna land. You
right.
know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. If you're not making the if you don't have the like the productivity and the output, it's gonna hurt your chances of getting more placements. So that's the other thing. You got to be a madman with the work ethic. It's like you gotta love your work. But there's times where I don't love my work. There's times where I hate. There's parts of my job that I hate or
Right.
that I do not like, that I'd rather not have to deal with.
But then you get a number one album getting ready to debut, and it's like,
Yeah, man. I
congrats.
don't know, man. It's crazy. It's a number one album. Um, I really want to be on this album. I'm on this album doing a sound I didn't think I would get a number one with. So like I feel like it's all like you don't know, man. You don't know what it's gonna be. I didn't know it was gonna be bad. I didn't know samples would bring me to Red, who works with Moneybag, and us building the chemistry would lead to me having 3 records on the album. Like that's insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I got I got one story. I got an ill story for that album. Like,
Right.
yeah, I got a yeah. So I have been working on the album since January. I think this is February. Yeah, February, or it might be March. Actually, this might be like late February, early March. And I've been working on this album every day, day and night, on the phone, virtually in sessions, working on stuff like with Bag in the room and everything. Just I'm not there. I'm over the phone doing everything on FaceTime. And
Mm-hmm.
then one night, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, like, because I know, because they like to call late, you know what I'm saying? I'm not prepared. I'm like, nah, not tonight. Nah, I'm done. I don't care. So to be honest with you, I was basically giving up. I was like, I'm tired. I don't want. We already got one. I don't need any more. I'm good. Like, we got one record, man. Like, it was like, nah, man, you need this. So my phone is on Do Not Disturb. Red calls me 8 times. I guess the 7 calls that didn't come through on Do Not Disturb, but I don't know why the 8th call came through.
Wow.
On a Do Not Disturb. The call came through on a Do Not Disturb. I don't know how. Came through. I picked it up. My girl's like, yo, your phone's ringing up. It's like, Red's like, it's like, yo, get up, man. I need you. And that night was the night I made the intro for the Moneybag Yo album.
Crazy.
Like, so what you're hearing is me being angry that I got woken up like late at night. I'm trying to sleep. It's pain. Like I'm pissed. So that's what you hear in the intro. Like I'm playing the bass, the keys, and then I added the screams and the gunshots. I did post production too on it. So like basically it was like a movie. You know what I'm saying? I was doing everything, and then I sent them the files and I let them finish it. But that was raw motion, man. The intro is all like the sequence of like trying to sleep, someone waking me up after not wanting to be waking up, and then you make the intro for Moneybag Yo album, the first song everybody hears when they play the album.
That's wild, man.
It's wild.
Destiny too, because it shouldn't have, that call shouldn't have gotten through.
No, it shouldn't have. I don't know how, man, but we said it was angels. We chalked it up to angels, man. We said it was angels. It was like, nah, man. One more. Just one more. And then it was the intro. Cash pays. I had the vocals but it's like you don't know that until you see something through. So it's like, had I not picked up that call, Have I said, nah, I ain't picking it up? I picked it up though. My girl's like, you gotta pick that up. It's red. You gotta pick that up. I'm like, I picked it up. It's like, man, get up. I need you. Like, bag needs you. Like, bro, I need you, please. I got up, and I'm that's what you hear, man. You hear that anger. That's why the keys hit hard. Like, it's you hear me like not happy to be doing this right now. Like, I'm upset. That's why the bass is so like everything is like it's emphasis like let's get it over. I'm like basically trying to like shoot a gun, like trying to like kill it and get it over with. So it's like, so that's why that came out the way it came out. I don't know how, but
that's what's up, man. Major congratulations to you for a #1 album on the way.
Thank you, bro.
Yo, so how was it working with people that like, you know, you literally dream of working with? Because you've been with like Timbaland, Black Metaphor, like all these producers that like your average producer would dream to work with. Like you've been blessed enough to work and like really hear like
man.
What type of gems were you picking up from those guys?
For I would say like with Timbo, oh man, that experience was crazy. Timbo flying me out. Like, well, how I got connected to Timbaland was through Cass. He knows Joyner Lucas, and he went to Joyner's crib, and he was playing them samples, and then he called Timbaland. He was like, yo, Timbo, you got to hear this. And then Timbo lost. He went nuts on the phone. He was like, yo, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And then Cass gives Timbaland my number. Cass is like, yo, Timbaland's going to call you. I'm like, what? Yeah, so be ready. I'm like, okay. 2 minutes later, my phone ringing. It's Timbaland on FaceTime. A week later, he's like, yo, I'm going to fly you out. A week later, I only known him a week. He's calling me every day. He's hype. He's like hype. You know, he never, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, yo, I want to fly you out, bro. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, I'm going to fly you out. And sure enough, he flew me out, paid for my flight, hotel. And then I go there and I end up in the studio with Symphony, Cadence, Casso, and Nikki Flores. And that was crazy. And Timbo come in, we working on the records. He goes in the booth, he's beatboxing, he's approving of the beat, you know. Yeah, man. Timbo, he's on that, like, if anything now, he's more like giving a spotlight to like just talented people. I would say that like he's been awesome, man. He's been an awesome dude to know. We got some stuff coming, man. I'm excited, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Is there anyone that you haven't worked with that you would love to work with?
Yeah. Right now, coming, I'm hoping. It's if anybody that I really want to get a record with right now that I know that everyone and their mother is going to be checking for is Kendrick.
Right.
I need that. I think that's gonna come out before the year is out. I have to have that. Some part. I don't know why, but I feel like that's coming. So that's what I'm setting my eyes on right now. That's prime time right there. That's like it's like a Jay or a Nas dropping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's long awaited. So and I say that because it's a lot going on. But that I will say, like that Kendrick is very close, man. That Kendrick play is very close.
That's what's up, man. Yo,
Yeah.
It's just like Overlord said, speaking into existence. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, man. Oh,
especially with your track record, how everything's just happening. Like it's gonna happen.
Hey, man. It's a lot going on in the background.
Right.
A lot of good things, man. A lot of music being brought forth, and yeah, man. Like once things open back outside, man, got a lot of special things. I feel like it's about to get crazy, man. It's about to get crazy. I think New York opens in July.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that it's fully open in July.
Bro, that's insane,
I'm not up there no more, but happy for everybody else. I'm down
Bro,
to be
nah, man.
weekend.
It's like a ghost town these days, but some now starting to pick up back up. Everybody going back outside.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for the new year and what's coming and what's been happening. But I'm just enjoying every day, every moment, every day. So I'm just enjoying every single moment as it goes, because it ain't gonna last forever.
Word. All right,
You know
that's
what I'm
what.
saying? Your first number one, your first nom, like that moment goes and you remember it. And you're like, wow, can't believe that happened.
Right.
But you ain't looking back. I've never been that kind of guy to like. I'm like, all right, come on. What's next? What we doing now? Like, okay, got it. I mean, I want to win next time, but that's cool too. I'll take it. First, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really ask for much more, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yo, now we get to probably the staple of the show. It's called Over Under. So that stands for overrated, underrated. So I'm gonna ask you three questions. You're gonna tell me, in your opinion, overrated or underrated.
Got you.
Question number one. Who, in your opinion, is the most overrated producer of all time?
Oh,
The most underrated producer of all time?
jeez. The most overrated producer? God. Damn, I feel bad. I don't know if I can answer that question. I can't really think. I'm trying to think, man. Overrated.
I mean, we've had Swiss a few times. I had OC on here. You said RZA. So
you know what? If I had to pick anybody, overrated. You know what's crazy? Overrated. I probably would say. Who's overrated to me, man? This.
why underrated? Who's underrated first? Who doesn't get the credit deserved? And then you probably go back to that.
All right. Underrated, DJ Quick. Underrated. Underrated.
Yeah.
For sure. Overrated, Kanye West.
Oh, okay.
Kanye is overrated.
That's
overrated. I just thought about
that.
Wow.
Is that Kanye lately, or is that Kanye in general?
I think there's not a consistency of Kanye being like rated at where he think he is, because like earlier a lot of what he did in the beginning was him, but obviously it got to that point where it's like, yo, I'm gonna let 88 Keys do it. I'm gonna let Black Milk do it. I'm gonna let Timbaland do it. I'm gonna let Charlie Heat do it. I'm gonna let, I don't know. I love Kanye, but I don't really. Nah, man. Nah. Overrated for sure. I think he's a great artist, but as a producer, it's not all him. I feel like he gets a lot of great ideas and he knows what to do with great ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
He knows what to do with great ideas. Like he's a genius for that. I think he's great because he knows what he's not great at.
Okay.
So it's like, but I think when you don't take that into play of looking at Kanye just as Kanye the producer, I'm like, when for me to say Kanye, then say DJ Quick, then it's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big jump
Yeah,
from saying producer. You know what I'm saying? It's a big jump because like Quick, he plays multiple instruments. He knows how to engineer. He writes. Like, the dude is an artist too. Like, the dude
right,
does everything under the sun. Nobody talks about him. Why? You know what I'm
very true.
saying? But we talk about Kanye. Like, we talk about his great records, and a lot of his greatest records he didn't even produce himself.
Right.
I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm just saying, like, when you're Kanye getting the credit and no one else is being,
No one else is, yeah. Like, it's like no one else is really getting that credit for it. He's looking at you. But I feel what you're saying.
you
Yeah.
know, like, I would, like, part of me would almost said Dre, but I was like, nah, because Dre could actually, like, he gets down, he gets dirty. Dre gets dirty. Like, Kanye,
Right.
I'm not saying Kanye don't put his hands, but, you know, Dre has gotten his hands dirty and was like, all right, I'm gonna get this, and then I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna go crazy. Like, Dre don't never not touch it. I feel like Kanye is like, he probably come in like, okay, here, all right, here you go. Or yeah,
Word.
wait, what you got? Let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that right there. Let me get that song. Let me get that verse right. Let me get that whole thing. We'll put it over. Yo, I like that. Let me get, and then, you know what I'm saying? He's good at that because he has a lot of access. When you have access, you're gonna have a lot of options to choose to find what you like.
Right.
So he's just privileged. That's all.
So question number 2, what is the most overrated beat you've ever heard, and what's the most underrated beat you ever heard?
The most over, oh, the most overrated beat. The most overrated beat for real, for real. Um, but I like the beat though. I'm just thinking about like, let's see, overrated beat.
Because like I said, I had OC on here, and he was like all about the Benjamins, but it wasn't because he didn't like it. It was because he heard it everywhere. It just got tired to him.
See, I was like, what song felt like that to me was Money Cash Holes. I was like, I picture Swiss Beats. I picture like a cat on the keyboard and just swiping his paws over the keys, like basically like this. Like, that's all I see when I hear that beat. So like that, but bro, it's like a crazy acclaimed beat. Like, a lot of rappers get on. So
For real.
like, I don't know. That was a doozy. I'm like, man, Swiss, you got away with a lot. I love Swiss, but sheesh, man. You know, you got away with a lot, man. You
For
just
real.
was like different enough to just get away with it. It was like, yo, this don't sound like nothing. I know. What we gonna do, man? You know what I'm saying? I guess we gonna rap on it.
Yo, so what would be underrated to you?
Underrated. Underrated beat "Running" by High Tech on the
Mm,
documentary with
mm.
Tony Yayo.
Yes.
I don't hear
Yes.
nobody talk about that. I don't hear no one. Bro, that beat lifts souls from the dead. Like, I don't know what High Tech was thinking. And then I think his man was named D Miles. He had his like an artist named D Miles that was like a singer.
Mm-hmm.
That beat, bro.
Accurate. Yeah.
Bro, oh my
People don't talk
goodness.
about High Tech period enough. Not even just, they don't talk about him enough, period.
Bro, he's partly responsible for the G Unit sound. Like, come on, this tech. But again, you know, if you're not, you know,
Right.
you're not hip. If you ain't really checking for that.
Right.
All right. You know.
So question 3 is what is a collab that you heard of, rapper and producer, that you thought was gonna be dope hearing about it, but then you heard it and it wasn't all that to you? And then on the flip side, what is a collab that you thought wasn't gonna be all that, and then you heard it and it was like, this is crazy?
You know what was man, trying to think. Collabs. Oh, bro. Benny and Harry Fraud. No.
Mm.
No. No. Forced. Forced, bro. I felt like that whole project was forced. Like,
Wow. Yeah.
bruh, I felt like that was. But that's when I was like, what? I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy that project.
All
I
right.
mean, that's the tip of the worst of everything else that's like pretty bad. But
Right.
yeah, for me.
But on the flip side of that, what is one that you thought was gonna be trash and that actually was really dope to you?
Who's trying to see collabs? You know what? Last year I was on the Chez Noir project,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't really sure about that. Like I like Apollo sound. I love Apollo sound. Shay, I like her too. I wasn't sure how that was gonna work. I've heard Apollo. I think Apollo, in my opinion, sounded the best with OC and nobody else. I mean,
Right.
Apollo got records with West Side Gun, but like a whole body of work, bro. Him and OC. Oh, that pocket, I don't know, man. That pocket was just like perfect. Like that was the first time I've ever heard OC and Apollo. I'll never forget. I'm like, yo, what is this? I'm hearing like samples, like being like side chain. I'm like, what is this? And then I hear this like crazy aura come on this OC. I'm like, I never like when I met OC, I didn't even put two and two together. That was the same OC from Trophies. And what made it even crazier, Cash, who's my business partner and manager now, and he put OC and Apollo Brown together to make that album happen.
Wow.
He was the guy who brought forth that project. The guy who birthed this company with me is the reason why y'all know OC and Apollo Brown. More so Apollo Brown. Like that project put Apollo Brown on. So shout out to Cass for doing that. He don't get his credit. I'm always
Right.
going to tell that story because that
That's
project changed my life.
that's
I'm always
wild,
going to
man.
tell that story. Always. And now
Wait.
we running a company together, so I don't know, man. You can't really plan that.
Right.
You can't
Wait.
really plan that kind of stuff. That stuff
So you
writes
said,
itself. You know what I'm saying?
right. To end it off, I do like normally this is a fantasy round, right? So you're in the studio and this is your perfect session.
Oh
So you're
yeah.
making a song and this is your perfect session. Who's rapping? Who's singing the hook? Who's producing the beat? Who's engineering the beat? Who's engineering the whole song? And what label does it eventually come out on?
Word. All right. Off rip. Off rip. Kendrick's rapping. Kendrick is rap. He's a rapper. Dr. Dre's engineering. I got Dre on the boards. So like I'm good right there. I'm straight.
Right.
I'm straight. Uh Production. Oh, that's where it gets hard. Who's making this beat with me? On God, bro. Quincy Jones is helping me make this crack, bro.
That's the
And
word.
if I really want to top it off, like ultra magnetic singing and doing whatever I want with a vocal, Layla Hathaway.
Wow.
And that's
Wow.
gonna and that right that right there is like woo.
Right. And
That right there be
would it come out on?
what you say?
What label would it come out on?
What label would it come out on? What label would it if I had to come out on a label? I don't know. I don't know, man. Label?
Or do you just drop it independent and call it a day?
You know what? That sounds even better. We drop it in because I'm independent now, so let's just say I'm still independent, man. We'll keep it independent. We'll keep it, you know. Let's just say I'm still independent, you know. And that happens. That I know that's gonna like it's gonna make people happy, it's gonna make people sad, it's gonna make people angry. It's gonna change things. I don't know why, but it's gonna be like, what did I just hear? What did I just hear? Like sonically, I'm like being specific about who's in the room and what's gonna cut through musically. And like me, Quincy, Dr. Dre, Kendrick, Layla Hathaway, like
Can't go wrong.
it's all sharp knives right there, baby.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that at all.
I mean, there's other people I really want to get in a room with that I think I'll eventually get in a room with, but I think that 5 right there, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that whole, you know, maybe half of that. I don't know about all 4 of them people, though. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm confident I'll be able to get in the room with Dre and Layla.
Yeah.
Kendrick, Quincy?
Bro, you speaking
I'll be
into
lucky if I do. I hope I can meet Quincy while he's still alive. Like that's a goal of mine.
man, you speaking into existence, man. You good. You good.
Yeah,
You
man.
got talent. You got everything, man. You good for it.
Man, I'm just working, hoping it comes, man, because, you know.
Yeah, man. Well,
Never know.
Yo, Motif, thank you so much, man, for taking some time out and chatting it up with us. Congratulations again on the #1, man. That's
Yes,
big,
sir.
big deal, yo. Grammy-nominated, sample
Yes,
packs,
sir.
like the placements, like you're doing everything in the production game right now, and this is so dope to see. To know you from you know the I Standard days and to see what you're doing now, like that's a dope grind and that talks to you, you know, as the
Yes.
person, talks to you as like your mental strength to keep pushing forward.
Yes. Woo. Thank you,
Um,
bro. Thank you.
yeah, man, and
Yeah,
just
man.
be able to like give you your flowers while you still climbing. You know,
Thank you, man.
it's not even to say you're done because you're not done, but just to be able to take a look at your journey and how you got to where you are
Yeah,
now.
bro. That was crazy, man.
Like that's dope, man.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
a real dope.
nah, man. You was there. Overlord was there. Yeah. Still here. That's crazy, man. It wasn't that long ago. That wasn't
Right.
that long ago. It's just when you look back, because you just working every day trying to get to it, and then you realize like how far you've come. You're like, oh wow.
For real.
You kind of like you almost don't see where you've been unless you take the time to reflect. And you're like,
Exactly.
oh wow, like because like
I,
you don't
I,
know, like it's crazy, man. Life is crazy. It's full circle, bro. I swear.
yeah, man. Trust you definitely got a lot more to go, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Absolutely, man.
But yeah, man. But yo, man, this was episode 16 of Soul Chat. You know what I mean? If you guys still want to listen to like dope beats and stuff, we've got these fellas coming up in a few minutes.
Yes,
Well,
sir. Overlord Radio. You make sure y'all tune in, man. If y'all want to hear dope beats, get inspired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They the one thing that's thriving in the beat community during quarantine, and they keeping us inspired and alive, man. So make sure y'all support my brothers, man.
For real.
Overlord Radio, Kelsey, Overlord, man. Make sure y'all
That's what's up.
support them, man. Word.
Word, man. But yo, man, yo, you have a blessed night. Enjoy the rest of your night, man. Get some rest. You
I'm gonna
know,
get some rest, man.
for real, man.
Facts.
All right, yo, appreciate you again, man. For real.
So, my guy, you already know, family.
All right, man. Yo, you have a good night.
You too, bro. Peace.
Peace.